Welcome back to the Travsessed podcast. We're your hosts, Kim and Aaron. We are healthcare travelers and the creators of Travsessed, and it is Tuesday, so it's time for another quick tip Tuesday. And we have, in this week's episode, we're going to be talking about the housing stipend and how it is put into your pay package as a traveler so that you can understand it better going into your contracts.
Also, I just want to start by saying that if you are listening to this and you are in the Portland, Maine area, September 28th, or not even in the area. We have people that are coming up that aren't in the area, but they're going to make a long weekend out of it, which I think is so fun because we're going up for the weekend and it's just going to be a really good time. And so if you're in that area, we are doing the first Travsessed day trip. And again, it's on September 28th. And we planned like a really fun day. And it's basically, we're going to meet at a local brewery, kind of hang out over a local beverage, get to know each other. And then we have chartered a private boat and crew. And we are going to cruise around the beautiful Maine coastline and look at all the lighthouses and have free-flowing beer and wine and snacks and all the things. And then we're going to get dropped off at an island and have a sunset supper. And then we'll head back to Portland and just make it a fun day, a good group of travelers. So if you want to have a fun little weekend away meet some new travel friends, definitely check it out. If you're interested and you want to know more, you can email us at hello@imtravsessed.com and we'll give you the details if you want to join us.
Yep, come join us in Portland. First ever Travsessed day trip. It's going to be epic.
And it's fall in Maine, which
gorgeous.
New England in the Maine is
New England in the Maine?
New England in the fall is my favorite time of year.
Beautiful.
So, all right, let's get into it.
Flight crew, please prepare for departure.
Okay, so this question, it was in our Facebook group, and there was a couple of things that we wanted to chat about, kind of breaking down this question a little bit. So the first was that they thought housing was covered, but they were only getting $189 a week to go towards their housing.
Do you know where that's located?
I have no idea, but let's break this down because there's two parts I want to hit on. The first is just the housing stipend in general and how that works. And then the second is just kind of talking about this particular situation. I don't know if this was, well, I guess we'll just start here because I don't know if this was some kind of an error, but $189 a week?
No way.
There's no way. That's insane because what's that? That's less than $500
No,
a
because
month?
it's usually like $189 a day.
That's what I mean. There's no way. So I think this could have been some sort of a typo or I don't know, some sort of issue. I'd obviously have to know more by talking to the traveler and actually seeing what the situation was, but that just doesn't add up because $500 a month is just never going to be what you're going to get for housing.
No.
So that kind of goes back to the general question about how housing works, because the thing is, and we talk about this a lot, is understanding your pay package, right? And where your money's coming from, how it's divided, how it all is broken down. And so if you're choosing to get a housing stipend over your company getting you housing, which I feel like isn't even really more, I think less and less travelers just take the housing. Less and less travelers take the housing provided by the company and they're getting the stipend and finding their own housing, which is what we've always taught and preached for years and years.
That's how you can make the most money.
Yeah, that's how you're going to bank. That being said, your housing stipend is the amount that you're going to get is going to be based on the bill rate of the contract. So your housing stipend comes in the form of tax-free money, right? So it's one bucket that you're getting this tax-free money, and we're going to label it housing stipend because yes, you're using it for housing, but the goal is, if you're getting $2,000 a month, essentially you want to use 1,000 and then you're saving the rest, right? But they just label it housing stipend. And the max amount that you're going to be able to get is based off something called the GSA.gov. And you
website.
It's a website that you can go on and actually put in the location. And so let's say it's St. Augustine, Florida. You can go in and it will tell you the max amount that you would be able to receive every single day for a housing stipend based off the area that you wouldn't have to show receipts for.
Correct.
And so your company is never going to be able to pay you more than that, but it's very common to not get the max amount because it's based off how much money is in your pay package.
Yeah, and so a lot of times a lot of travelers are like, I'm getting gypped, like I'm only getting, 150, but the housing stipend is 200 a day.
You're saying on the GSA.
On the GSA, it's 200 a day, and I'm getting gypped. The company say, no, it's basically a lot of times if you're, maxed out on your bill rate in which the hospital is willing to pay, the company's just not going to give you that GSA.gov number just because. It has to fit within the bill rate of everything else you're getting, your hourly, your meals and incidentals, your housing, and all of that combined.
Right. So again, going back, your contract, your pay package is broken down by the bill rate, which is essentially what the hospital is willing to pay every hour for you to come in as a traveler and work. And that creates this big bucket of cash. And then from that bucket, your company's paid, your recruiter's paid, all the things are paid, and what's left is considered your pay package. And then that money gets broken down into what you're gonna earn hourly, and then the tax-free money, which is your housing stipend, your per diems, and your travel reimbursement. And so that's where it's all spread out. And so if you have a really high bill rate, like for instance, Aaron's last contract was in Charleston, West Virginia. It was a very high bill rate, which just means that his pay package was very high. And so they were paying him high hourly, but there was also enough money to max out his stipends. And that's kind of what you want to do too in majority of cases. Obviously, each situation's different, but you want to have the highest amount, like max out your stipends, because that's more money in your pocket because it's tax-free.
Correct.
And so good. I was just finishing up that thought. So that's always the goal, right? And when you have a high bill rate, you're like, hell yeah, I'm getting all the max amount of stipends. This is awesome. But just also know that in a lot of cases, it's very, very normal that if the GSA says that in Charleston, West Virginia, you can get up to $200 a day for your housing stipend without having issues from the government or having to show receipts, but you're only getting $170. And that's just because of the amount of money that's available to you in your pay.
Totally. And I think too, like understanding that it's done like this your recruiter should be breaking down, like, what is your housing stipend per week? What is your meals and incidentals per week? A lot of times they even do like per day and then show times 7 per week equals, so you can see it broken down. And your hourly and your callback and your holiday and all that stuff, all those rates are in your email whenever you are, signing a new contract. It's also in your contract breakdown. And so that is going to be paid out to you like any normal paycheck would be. You're going to receive like a paycheck, and it's going to have your hourly times the hours you worked, and then your non-taxable stipends that are in there. And it even breaks it down of like what those stipends were on your paycheck, but it comes to you in the form of like $2,000 for that week. And that is your hours, that's your meals and incidentals, that's your housing stipend. And usually on your first and last, you get your travel reimbursement. But it's all broken up as just like a normal paycheck would be. It's not like separate checks. It's not like they're writing the check to the housing people. It's basically all done, and then you pay rent as you normally would, as a normal human being would with a normal 9-to-5 job in that location. So it's just all done on your paycheck, and it's all done behind the scenes, and it actually will say non-taxable wages, and it'll show what those were, and then your taxable, and it'll hit how much you've been taxed on based off of that for your paycheck. So just understanding that it all just comes in one lump sum with everything combined for the week or bi-weekly, depending on what you get paid.
Yeah. And our goal has always been, and we've been doing this since day one, we've only taken company housing once, and we were like, we will never ever do it again. The goal is always to take your stipend, which is say $3,000, and find something much cheaper, because then you're always going to be earning more money. And that's always how we've done it, and in a way that we've been able to save a lot of money over the last 13 years. So
Totally.
I hope that helps and answers your question. And if you ever have any questions about this, you can always reach out to us, DM us on Instagram at Kim and Aaron G, and or join our membership. We have a Travsessed membership app that has our full comprehensive course that really dives in and breaks all of this stuff down, goes over this in depth, in great depth, how you get paid, understanding the GSA, understanding stipends, understanding how to maximize your pay and negotiate your pay, all of that. Inside of our course, Traveler School, which is inside the membership.
No, totally. In the membership, you're
out.
also getting discounts and frontline access to all of our Travsessed adventure trips, the day trips within the U.S., and the new Travsessed domestic weekend trips. And it comes at a discount. And basically, if you go on one international trip, then your membership is paid for, by what, a year and a half,
no,
almost
like
2 years?
Yeah.
With the discount that you get. So if you plan on coming on at least one trip every like 13 months or 14 months, then you basically are getting a free membership.
And even with the Portland Maine trip, everyone who was in our membership that's going got 10% off. So you get discounts to all of our U.S. trips too. So it's a really, really cool membership. It's $14.99 a month if you want to get
$14.97.
$14.97 a month if you want access to Traveler School, which I think is an incredible asset for travelers.
Oh God, yeah.
Or it's $9.99 if you don't want access to Traveler School, but you just want the discounts, and then you want the quarterly lifestyle workshops.
And I will say that if you are the traveler that posted that question, I am willing, if you email us your contract, to take a look at that to be able to explain that better. Because I really, really doubt that's $189 a week, and if it is, then that's actually an issue.
It's just a mistake. There's
it's
zero chance that that's accurate. Just 100%.
Yeah.
So anyways, okay, have an awesome week. We will have a new episode on Thursday. Actually, when the episode comes out, we will be in Mexico. About to run our first ever Travsessed Oaxaca trip.
It's going to be
inaugural
epic. Inaugural?
And how do you say that?
Inaugural.
Inaugural. It's a hard word to say.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right. Well, we will see you on Thursday. Well,
this is Tuesday. They're hearing it on Tuesday.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
But the next one will be Thursday.
Yeah. And we'll be in Oaxaca.
Yeah.
Perfect.
All right. Toodaloo.
Clear. Bye.
Toodaloo.